Hello, Leo. Thank you for tuning into your general read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Witch's Tarot by Ellen Dugan, Supportive Oracle Cards, Queen of the Moon Oracle by Stacey DeMarco. Already shuffled. What is happening here with this? This card is pushing out, so we'll do this one. There's a lot of face down cards here, so I feel like this is one of those situations that it's just kind of like it's popping up, you're dealing with it as it happens, you're having to deal with things. It's just kind of like nothing feels stable to me, I would say. Especially when you got this face down like this in the environment, and it's unexpected. The unexpected, which is telling me there's a variable around you that keeps changing. It's nothing you don't have any control over it, but you don't even see it is the thing. It's just kind of like, how to explain this? It's almost like somebody's running around your house and throwing things all over the place, and you never see who it is. You know what I mean? It's almost like a little mouse that's running around knocking things over, and you never realize it's even a mouse, let alone where it is and when it is. It's just, it feels like that. Like things are crazy. Like, why do things keep going awry? And you got the Queen of Cups on your side with the Five of Cups on its side, which is telling me these little mishaps keep happening. And problems keep happening, and this keeps going wrong. And you're like, what is the deal? And you're not really even sure if this is sinking the ship or not. You're trying to be optimistic. You're having a hard time. It goes moment by moment. Sometimes you're like, well, we're screwed. Other times you're like, all right, I'll pick it up and I'll just keep going. You do want this to really work out. With the Queen of Cups is like you're trying to keep it together. You also have this face up. All this is face up. Boundaries card. You're not trying to step on anybody's toes. And some of this stuff that's going awry, you're kind of like, that's not even my business, and I don't need to be picking up other people's responsibilities, especially whatever they're dealing with. They need to work that out. I'm not living people's lives for them. I'm not going to do it. So it's kind of like you're not getting involved in certain things because you're like, one, you don't want to, but two, you're like, it's not my place anyway. One, it's not my place, and I don't want to anyway. You really want this situation to work out. You're just like, moment by moment, it's just like, I don't know if this is going to work or not. Sometimes you think it will, sometimes you think it won't. A lot of unexpected things. And you're not even seeing it coming because you're not getting too involved in this other situation for good reason is what I'm getting. So the Ace of Pentacles is showing up, which normally I would trust. But this unexpected card here is kind of like what exactly is locking in. Because I feel like the unexpected is what you can depend on. The things are going to constantly go awry. You're trying to get used to it and you're trying to deal with it. Things going awry. That's what you can depend on. The unexpected then leads into the Death card in the environment. I don't know why I'm annoyed with it, but I feel really aggravated with it. Like, you're trying to work with this situation. You're not sure if it's going to work or not. You're trying to keep your boundaries and not get involved in stuff. And then, like, the Ace of Pentacles shows up when this other energy walks away. This other energy walks away, and then you're like, you're stuck kind of like, oh, okay. I was working with it, trying to make it work, and then they just left. Okay. This is actually, I don't think it's going to feel good when it happens, just to be fair, but for the stability of the situation itself, it's solidifying it. It's putting it back in perspective. It's taking out the variable. This person is leaving, is causing the variable to stop. They're the problem. The problem is leaving is what I'm getting. Then you got the Two of Pentacles on your side, like, all right, what am I going to do with this? Now I have to figure a way to fix this. You have to work to fix this. Whatever left, it's on you to fix it, is what I'm getting. It's kind of like, all right, that's gone, but we got to make sure whatever fills that spot. It's funny, for those of you that it's not even your job or situation to do that, you're heavily involved. You're like, okay, I got to do my best to get my 2 cents in there because I don't need this again. We need to make this work out. So even if it's not your place to do so, you are crossing boundaries here because you're like, oh no, I have to end up dealing with this anyway. I'm going to make sure this works out my way, and I'm going to put my 2 cents in there. Because if somebody else is making decisions that I'm going to have to deal with, they're going to know what I think about that and what I'm looking for and what I need for this to actually be successful. So I feel like you have to push forward. You're like, no, not going through this ridiculousness again. You're going to hear my side. I'm going to do my best to work this out. You're actively pushing forward to try to get something better. Like, it's bad enough it worked out this way to begin with, but if something else has to come in, I'm doing my best to make sure I'm involved with this going better the next time around. You are aggravated. I'm feeling an aggravated energy. It's kind of like I've been working with this, and then they just ditch. Like, I feel like a very strong sense of aggravation with this. All right, the Emperor shows up in the environment. There's a lot of face-down cards, which honestly makes this a little bit more challenging to read. But hey, they're saying this is just like it pops up moment by moment. You don't see it till it happens. You deal with it as it happens. Things are just, there's a lot of unexpected. I almost feel like that's the whole thing for this reading. Like, everything is just thrown off. But the Emperor shows up. The Emperor comes in. The Emperor is a very strong energy. Very strong energy. And don't get caught up in the gender, but this is somebody that is taking the place of whoever left. And you like it and don't like it at the same time. Feels very dependable, very self-assured. You know, when this person says they're going to do something, they do it. That variable is gone, but this person has their own ideas and they're very forceful about how things are going to go. They don't back down easily. They don't back down easily at all. And you like the dependability, but you're just kind of like, you see things a certain way, and when they don't agree with you, they don't back down. And it's not that you can handle that, but they literally don't back down. Like, they will stand there all day and argue with you and push back. It's hard for you to move things forward the way you want to. Now, all right, I'm flipping these cards because this is a difficult energy for you. This is a difficult energy for you. I'm feeling that it's difficult, especially with the Four of Cups. Like, it's like there's good parts to it, but it's like it's a difficult energy. It's not, the person isn't bad. It's just kind of like you can't steer the ship the way you want to, and it's a little like, it's aggravating. This person, you know they're not going to back down. They're not. You've got the Queen of Swords with the Pleasure, but if you notice that Pleasure card, it's almost a little bit like release. Is it release or pleasure? Because it feels a little bit like release to me. I don't see any other cards here with the release on them. But that's kind of how it feels like. And it's not complete release, but it's kind of like, all right, you want it to go your way? Fine, let's do it your way. And I feel like that's what you're doing. You got the Queen of Swords on your side, which don't get caught up in the gender, but it's kind of like, you know what? Let's do it this way. Let's just let this person make their own decisions. I'll just go along with it. And I'll just, I'll do what I need to do, and I'll just let it be. I'll just let it be. There's still a twinge of aggravation with it, a little twinge. But it's kind of like, you know what? I don't need the headache. I don't need the headache. They seem to think they know what they're doing. Let's find out. Let's find out. The Pleasure is kind of like you're releasing your own stress. You're just letting the stress go. This person they totally have control. Going forward, they're going to have total control with the Magician card. They're totally making it go the way they want it to go. I'm not even sure you're upset with the decisions. I do think it goes slower than you care for. But you're forcing yourself to be okay with it. With the Seven of Wands, it's taking a lot of stress off your plate. It's like you're fine with it. You got other things you can do. You're forcing yourself to adhere to this. It is making the situation better because you're forcing yourself to keep that boundary. You seem to be doing very good with this. It is slow. I do see these two cards, Patience and the King of Swords at the end. Communication happens, things go slowly, but you are kept in the loop. And I almost feel like it's another reason you're okay with this, because this person, they let you know what's going. They let you know where it's going next. They let you know what's going to happen. They keep you in the know. You know what's going to happen. There's no surprises. The surprises are gone. And I feel like that's a degree of satisfaction on your side compared to what you've been dealing with. It's kind of like that makes a big difference. It's like, well, at least I know what's happening. I don't really like the rate of it. It's going slow. But this person is telling me it's going to take a while. It's going to slowly going forward. A lot of patience is required here. But they're telling me. They're keeping me in the knowledge information center here. They're letting me know that I'm getting the newspaper. I'm getting the messages. I'm getting the letter. They're letting me know what's going on and why and when. And when they're saying something will happen, it may be forever and a day before it happens. But it does happen when they say it's going to happen. And I feel like this is another thing you actually like about this. What they say they're going to do, they actually do that. They tell you how it's going to be. You may not like the way or how long it takes, but you know what they say. That's what they mean. And that's how it's going to play out. So you can depend on that. I do feel like you respect that. How much you're liking the actual decisions and the time frame, that's a whole other thing. But you respect the fact that they're telling you the truth and what they say they're going to do, that's what they do. So this is a change around. I feel like they're just giving you a heads up about where this is going next, to tell you the truth. And like what you're going from, what you're going to. I mean, you have your adversities with each side. It's just like knowing like what it's going from, what it's going to. I feel like they're just giving you a heads up of what you're heading towards. Alright, so I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, go ahead and shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.